Let's go, day 4 of the W3Champions tournament, everybody. Can't wait to see these games unfold. All matches have star players, have big tournament winners. We have, for example, Foggy, of course, the current W3Champions champion. We have Chaemiko and HawK right there, the best humans on the planet right now. Focus, a former NEXT winner, and Happy, of course, the DreamHack master. And that is gonna be quite interesting. HawK had exactly one matchup to prepare in this entire tournament. He was struggling a lot with Todd on map 1. That was a banger human mirror on Autumn Leaves. And then the second one, you know, was a little more one-sided because the creeps on Shallow Grave, they didn't like Todd's units too much, or they liked them a little too much, depending on how you see it. Against Sock, HawK just played as if it's 2014. Lots of mercs involved. And that is, of course, game tape for Chaemiko to study. Currently, Chaemiko, best human in the world, according to the W3 Info ELO ranking. Now he has to bring it to the table, of course. Can he withstand HawK in the human mirror, where I said for a long time that Chaemiko is not that great, but that opinion has changed a little bit. Chaemiko definitely making progress in that matchup, and now a tough task ahead. Who's going into the Winnerbracket semifinal against Foggy? Off we go!
We're starting off on Tidehunters for our first map of the day. Have we seen Tidehunters every series? It almost feels like it. We've certainly
People love Tidehunters.
Seen it quite a bit. It is a beautiful map, that's for sure. And we're gonna see what we get here. On many maps in Human Mirror, there's kind of a meta set in stone, right? Like, for example, Concealed Hill and AZ, always one base, always breakers. Echo Isles and LR, pretty much always fast expansion, with a tech, maybe a panda, maybe tier 3. On Tidehunters, I'm not sure. What's the meta? What's the norm here? What should we expect from this one?
That is a very good question. I don't see it too often. This has, of course, no mercenary camp, so we won't see the long tier 1 mass merc Shadow Priest Berserker play, which I think benefits Chaemiko a little, because HawK is really good in A, using the mercs, and also B, killing the mercs of his opponent. But yeah, what is set in stone is the first creep, it's the lab. It's basically taken us back to Twisted Meadow days, where this was the first camp as well. Big item, no Tome of Experience anymore, shout out Mew, but still good progress in the early stages.
Yeah, this item can have huge impact for the game. Whether you get a good or bad one here is gonna make a big difference. Scourge Bone Chimes, good early game for Chaemiko. Not so good later on. HawK, what's she gonna get? Quel'Thala's Boots.
It's so funny, dude, that he's always cursed with items every single time. But
yeah, that's pretty much the worst one, right? This one and belt.
And
feels bad.
You can't know this, but exactly this happened to him against Sock on Last Refuge in their game in the round of 12. So slippers on top.
Hey, you know what? His attack speed is not looking bad, though.
That's true. Also, his armor made 5.7, basically untouchable.
Dude, I would love if he just goes Fire Lord for the Agi, you know?
Yeah, how about a Dark Ranger, Remo Demo?
Dark Ranger also really good hero, but she doesn't scale as well with Agi items because her base attack speed is really low. Oh my god, look at this AM. He's a Gatling gun.
Oh, I didn't see it. Wait a minute. Oh my god, dude, Mantle and Claws on Chaemiko's side. Oh man, poor HawK. But yeah, great attack speed onto that slowed footman now. Let the deny games begin. Oh, the creeps got it.
Chaemiko, of course, known for his wonderful blocks, trying to set one up there with a footy against the AM, but doesn't quite get it. Wonderful items indeed for Chaemiko. HawK with a level lead right now. He's got the level 3. That's a big deal, of course, for the elementals. But Chaemiko just needs one little camp more, a tiny bit more experience, and he will be there. And we see a tech to tier 2, so no expansion plans here on map 1.
Yeah, with that movement of Chaemiko, I wonder if he gambled wrong and expected HawK to expand, because he was moving straight to HawK's natural expansion.
Yeah, so it's very common for human players to be sniping those items so quickly. We know that from orcs, right? Also from undeads, as Happy has been showing. But it is still strong. This AM's inventory, not to be underestimated, and once he gets level 3, even more damage.
For the ping situation, by the way, I think we have to address this. Russia versus Korea, for the longest time, not the perfect hosting situation available, but as our dear admin has informed me, both are at like 94 and 95 MS. That is perfect.
Yeah, pretty much as good as it gets. As Chaemiko finally gets the level 3, there we go. And now he's got a really strong Archmage. HawK's AM trying to chase for some kills, gets one peasant, alright. Only a single peasant died so far this game. Pretty relaxed times for the workforce. Normally they're under much more duress here in these early games.
Yeah, it's new dawn, I guess. They are revolting, just like the Blizzard employees going on a strike, not going into the fights as they could. But let's see, is HawK getting this kill before the water elemental expires? Man, this plus, like the Agi plus stutter stepping, that Archmage is quite a banger. And boom, there we go, level 3.2 or something. Not the biggest skirmishes. All waiting for tier 2 Chaemiko now. Of course, he's hitting hard, not as fast, but definitely hard. And with that, HawK has to move away, but both arrive at tier 2, time for the MK.
Mountain King certainly still the strongest option to snipe those priests, which will be coming out soon. And also, for a bit of bash against Breakers, actually, can be quite the difference maker later on. Of course, Breakers are going to be on the menu, as we see the Double Sanctum coming.
Yeah, Chaemiko, one of the top humans that likes to go tier 3. I've seen him play Griffins in Human Mirror recently, which was very, very fun. But not here, not now, not on this map. Gonna be 2-base, and HawK has shown that he's incredible at that with the breaker control. Let's see, still wondering what the late game strategy is when it comes to the dynamic between Archmage summoning water elementals and Breakers stealing that water elemental and Priest able to dispel these water elementals. Do you want to steal them away from your opponent? Do you want that your opponent steals them away so you can dispel more water elementals and get higher levels? I'm really not too sure what the golden path is.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to handle that. Definitely some decisions to be made. By the way, we got some awesome support coming in already. Simon B with the 8-month resub says, welcome back, Remo. Looking forward to some good Warcraft 3 content today from our favorite casters. Let's go. Meister Eda with a 25-month resub. Props to you, Janis, for keeping the show alive these last couple of weeks. And great to have you back, Remo. Less than 3. Much love from Hanover. Janis Haare gifting his up to Romathis. DM Shoulder with 100 bits says, still biddies left, excuse me. Just gonna throw them around, don't mind me. Leroy Jenkins with a 12-month resub. And Dusan PFK with a 6-month resub. Thank you guys very much. As now, we're gonna have a Creepjack coming in. Archmage Cheeky trying to get the last. It doesn't quite manage to. HawK with the MK has a bit of a supply lead here, or experience lead I should say, in a moment. And that's the big mana potion as well. But if there was an expansion supposed to be coming up here, that might not work out.
Uh-oh, HawK saving the priest with a little bit of healing. And here we got Clap. Screw your bash, Remo. In the early stages, mass AoE, good damage, good crowd control. And this is interesting to see for sure. Priests are falling. That's number 1. That's number 2. Is there? Yes, it is. Boom. Mana potion consumed. That's another Stormbolt. Can he get that surround? Chaemiko with a beautiful counter block. Gets out.
He's got another option at a surround, but Stormbolt keeps him at bay. But HawK here holding on pretty nicely. Finished the camp quickly enough, had the level advantage, and the clap was really good at that moment right there in the game. It will be utterly useless later, but there it served a good purpose. And the experience looking very nice now for HawK. AM gets level 4 already.
Wonderful indeed. So let's see where this goes. Next fight. For these creeps, once again the creeps get experience. Lightning shield on the skeletal orc. That causes a bit of trouble, but the creeps get the second lasted. Are they implemented from Dota here? HawK is still brute forcing this expo, isn't he? Yes, he's trying to.
Yeah, he's got way more mana on the MK. That big mana potion was a huge help. And if he holds here, if he can stabilize with the expansion in the back, this might be his game already. Chaemiko definitely under the gun. He's feeling the pressure, and he doesn't seem to have the numbers to keep attacking.
And that is interesting, right? Because HawK is spending 500 gold on that expansion right now. These 500 gold should give Chaemiko the edge, but it seems like this clap choice is exactly buying the time he needs for the second base.
Alright, the militia are aiding in with a bit more damage here, but the militia duration is about to run out. Stormbolt on the MK again. Oh, using the cloak as well to save himself, and now healing in the shadows with the help of the priest. Nicely done indeed. Stormbolt counter on the other MK. There's no items on him. He's kind of surrounded, getting blocked by his own units, and goes down. HawK kills the hero, gets level 3. And that almost looks like GG.
I agree. It is an absurd amount of priests on HawK's side against the few breakers there are. But then, of course, it's mass healing. It's mass dispel. And that lowers the chances of Chaemiko breaking through this. Footman still did a decent job against breakers. The rising number of breakers for Chaemiko, of course, means that Clap is getting less and less valuable, except if the Mountain King is able to move around, get into Priest, but that shouldn't really be happening. So yeah, Stormbolt second, of course. And I'm curious, Chaemiko, how are you supposed to deal with this now?
He's probably wondering that himself. What's his window? What's his advantage? How can he still win this game? He certainly has to wait for the MK first to return. And that's another 30 seconds or so. Maybe even more with travel time. And that's seconds, valuable seconds for HawK to keep on mining at the expansion. Soon it's going to break into upkeep. And Chaemiko, I'm not sure if he can follow there.
Not really, no. Also, no tier 3 tech behind it. Level advantage is an entire level. And that gives HawK the time to go for control magic. He's at 50, banking on 2 bases. And Chaemiko is trying to brute force through this, but HawK, the wall, won't let him pass.
Gets a replenishment potion here as well, which can be really nice. Pops it right away, just for the mana. Doesn't even care about the healing. He wants to have as many Stormbolts available as he can. Now also attack upgrade and control magic finishing. Armor upgrade starting for HawK. More and more breakers coming from the main. This is it. The last attempt, the last chance for Chaemiko to still win this game.
Against both have control magic, could start the ping pong. Nobody has heal scrolls or invo potions or anything. Is that priest advantage enough for HawK to hold? Hero focus a tiny bit. Again, nobody really has mana anymore thanks to the feedback. And look at the HP bars of Chaemiko's units. They're all going into the yellow and red range.
6 supply advantage for HawK isn't that much yet, but the MK level advantage does certainly make things more difficult for Chaemiko. And all this bonus energy for the MK actually isn't too bad. A bit more armor, a bit more attack speed. Chaemiko would love to get a heal scroll here to heal his units back up or to have it later on into the fight. But if he falls back to the shop, that's going to cost him so much time.
Yeah, incredible. How can he stop this now? Focus fire again on the Mountain King, but no chance to surround it. Water Elemental, Ping Pong, as you can see, both on the side of Chaemiko, but there's one Dispel, and that is exactly what we mentioned before. Tons and tons of experience for HawK, who's close to level 5.
HawK seems to have done it here. Big supply lead, economy lead, and hero level lead. He's got all the advantage, all the cards in his hand, and now he's only going through the motions. This should be pretty easy to close out from this point. Chaemiko still thinking about it, still considering how can he perhaps come back in this game, but I think the options are not just limited, but are entirely out of reach. Level 5 and 4 now on HawK, and that's it. GG, and HawK continues with his human mirror dominance.
For sure. Is he now the best human mirror player in the world is the question after eliminating Todd and Sok and now taking the lead over Chaemiko. He's in the race, that's for sure, and he wasn't really threatened, I think, throughout this game. How much comes down to the movement in the early game by Chaemiko, who was a little more aggressive and giving up creep speed for that?
Yeah, it was kind of weird. It seemed like it was worth it. His AM was level 3 later, but he got really good items. He was able to pick off some units with those claws and boots and all that. He wasn't too far behind in experience for a while. maybe the correct choice is just to go tier 2 expansion yourself. Because if you go for the attack against the opponent's tier 2 expo, it's always risky. Because if it doesn't work out, you will lose by default being down a base. So maybe it's just that slight strategic error. Maybe just counter expanding is the better choice.
Thought so too. At some point, it was just too much economy. Seems like the host was spiky a little bit. Was the same for me, but of course, as a player, that is always a lot harder than before. Did you notice, Remo, that we will have the perfect race distribution in the winner bracket semifinal? Yesterday we had Happy and Soen, of course. That is Orc and Undead. Foggy is already there, so that's the Night Elf. And here we have a human mirror. So it's gonna be one of each race.
Wonderful. Love seeing that diversity, you know, at the age of... I actually don't know what it's called. But yeah, really cool to see the different matchups. Foggy, looking forward to seeing him playing later as well. And hopefully we can have a good distribution also moving into the final top 4.
Yeah, that is possible, I would say. With Happy in the lower bracket as the last remaining Undead, he's probably going to be the favorite against the human who drops here.
To be mentioned though, Chaemiko was able to beat him recently, right? In, what was that tournament again? Was on Netties, of course, that has to be kept in mind. But there was this one cup, was it Ted Cup? It was, yeah, it was some cup where Chaemiko 2-0'd Happy, so that proved to the world that it's doable, and most importantly, proved to Chaemiko that it's doable, and perhaps build up his confidence a bit. Also, of course, HawK beat him before in Season 7.
Correcto. Lower bracket round 2 is still best of 3, as we know from watching Happy series for a long time. The higher the best of number is, the harder it gets to kill him. Best of 3, oftentimes, like sometimes doable. Best of 5, apparently utterly impossible. And our grand final is best of 7, which should mean once in a lifetime.
I'm so hyped for the grand final, dude. I haven't seen the best of 7 in so long. We're gonna have so many different maps with a huge W3Champions map pool. One map edge, of course, for the winner bracket player, but it's still gonna be super epic. Lower bracket round 3, excuse me. Is that best of 3 or best of 5?
That is best of 3. Starts when with final winner bracket final, lower bracket final. That is best of 5.
Ah, all right.
Ooh,
I like it.
Remo. Oh, Remo. This is Autumn Leaves. And I've seen nothing but crazy and wild and bloody human mirrors on this map recently. Hope these guys deliver on map number 2. HawK with the lead. Chaemiko has to catch up, otherwise he finds himself in the lower bracket. Chaemiko for Raptor Gaming, bottom left-hand side. HawK in yellow on the upper right. Should probably know what to do. And here, specialty, Merc Camp.
Yeah, I have not seen too many human mirrors at all on Autumn Leaves, but this is very interesting. Merc Camp, of course, big benefit for a human always in the early game. Shadow Priest and Berserker, both very, very nice to have. But on this map, there's only one Merc Camp, and it's in the middle of the map, so how do you get there? How do you claim them? It seems a bit complicated.
Yeah, it could be done early tier 2. You can lure out the creeps and then go for the Shadow Priest, but first we will go to the Merchant. That seems to be the creep route that is set in stone. First to the Merchant, then to the green, then to the expansion. That works out nicely. We have 2 $5 contributions to the prize pool, by the way. Hippo for the 12th time or something. I'm ready, he says, and now J Roar buying a Back to Warcraft profile picture. Wonderful. Thank you.
And also we have some subs coming in. Bossio with a 5 months, Sexy Seahorse with a 7 months, and Edge with a 13 months, says Remo less than 3. Thank you very much.
And I see Hajin Sun in the chat cheering for Chaemiko. Greetings. So, Archmage, that was to be expected. What is HawK doing? I just goes that path. Okay, I was a little confused. Chaemiko sees this, nicely waking up the creeps, throwing one end snare. It's a little bit of a disturbance, little bit of a delay. But you know, at this level, it's all about the seconds, and Chaemiko not going for the merchant. I am very confused.
And the great thing about creeping the merchant first, of course, is it's an instant level 2. Oh, and snare on the footy.
Yes.
Losing that one would hurt.
Yes. Man, there's some pact between HawK and the creeps that they always ensnare his opponents. But Chaemiko gets out alive. Yeah, Circlet should be bought pretty soon, I would say. And whoa, Chaemiko goes for the non-natural expansion.
Is this just for creeping, or is he actually gonna expand? If he expands, this is kind of cool, because with a footy pulling in the first camp and then getting ensnared and the Archmage attacking, he bought a lot of time across the map. And Chaemiko will indeed expand. Seems like he will anyways, but HawK, with a very good scout as well, sees it instantly.
Not only the scout, Remo, look at the inventory. Double Circlet and Claw.
Oh my god!
That makes up for all the pain he had to endure on map 1.
Chaemiko's items are alright, whatever, but HawK has the absolute nuts. Oh, the footy! Oh, one footy getting taken out there. Chaemiko not quite looking at it instantly. More experience for him, but he's going to get the counter kill on the footy on the other side. Close now to level 3. HawK will be getting level 3 at the natural. And looks like both will be going for a fast expansion here.
How fast is it for HawK then? Guess he's reacting to his opponent. Chaemiko will be the one distracting now. Buying time for his own. That is level 3 if there's no miraculous...
Oh my god.
Okay, tech. He sees the Archmage here. Can't get the Town Hall up. Switches to the tech immediately. Following the flow chart. Nicely done by Chaemiko getting another kill. So far, this game entertains me.
Alright, what's the footy count right here? For HawK, I see 3 footies on the field, 3 for Chaemiko. If HawK was able to get a Mercs right now, that would be super strong. But again, it's a bit awkward. It's a bit difficult to get them. And the tower at the expansion is finished. So important to have this one standing.
Correct. Can still kill a couple of peasants, but that should be it. Chaemiko is coming in. He has 2 water elementals. Takes the fight for now, and of course his Archmage is a monster. Unwilling to lose footmen here. Chaemiko's footmen are waiting in the north. Little bit of a trap set up nicely. Archmage gets the kill.
And despite the strong AM for HawK, I think Chaemiko's in a good position. He has lots of footies left over. He's got the tower, as mentioned before, to defend. And he always has the option to bring militia from the main if he really has to. But at the moment, he doesn't even need to.
And the tech is starting for Chaemiko. Can HawK use this timing advantage? Will we see a panda? Will we see a counter expansion? Different options for sure for HawK.
I think he kind of has to go all in with the panda. Go double sanctum, panda, maybe some sorks. They could be really strong, considering there's no dispel. But if he counter expands, I would think that that would just be too late.
Let's see. We see the lazy rifler with the 1000 bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But yeah, Chaemiko pretty much has to chill, right? Like, or he can just hang in here, wait for the shop, wait for a little bit of healing. HawK is trying to do as much damage as he can, but it's just fine. Oh, wow, HawK's farm just finished. Was a little worried that he can't go for a second hero. Seemingly not the panda, but oh yes, how could I forget about that? Blood Mage. That worked so well against Todd on this map.
Ah, okay. And then Siphon Mana and spam mass water elementals, I guess?
Flame Strike.
Flame Strike? Alright.
Flame Strike second, but of course Siphon, yes. But then you go into Flame Strike and cast it onto priests.
Alright, I'm on board. I love me some Flame Strike.
Who doesn't, mate? Who doesn't? Flame Strike fan club?
I don't think we can start it, though. I think Angry Korea Man already has the rights to that one.
Yeah, it's true. Korea.
Korea! It's a lot of footies right here that Chaemiko has to work with. He could send them perhaps into the main for a little bit of a counterattack. But tier 2 finished now. We have a Mountain King second for Chaemiko. Of course, Siphon very effective against the little dwarf. But it seems like HawK's time is quickly running out. This expansion is just paying off so well for Chaemiko.
And he's diving into the base. Staff's in with the Archmage, causing a bit of trouble. HawK's staff really didn't do anything for him. Arcane Tower down in mere seconds. And yeah, that is the damage you mentioned. How much damage can HawK do in the meantime? He can attack the blacksmith. Okay. That will delay upgrades, I guess.
Yeah, HawK never played Fiends attacking an expansion of the human, because if you do, you know how fast that damn blacksmith gets repaired. And the blacksmith keeps standing. Now we have 2 Arcane Towers in the back, and Chaemiko seems to be looking better and better.
Chaemiko's units very, very hurt. He got that Regent Scroll running. And doesn't give him a chance to siphon too much. Archmage far in the back, always summoning Water Elementals, no dispel against it. Mountain King gotta be careful now, but yeah, he shows the Blood Mage who's boss.
Kind of surprising that Chaemiko didn't research Defend. With Defend here, it would be much better equipped against these Water Elementals, but maybe thinking footies will be no longer relevant soon anyways. He's got the Double Sanctum now. Breakers are coming. No priests even, just straight into breakers for Chaemiko.
Oh. Well, breakers can't get burned.
Their magic immunity, indeed, their best feature. Blood Mage is still pretty far away from that level 2, though.
Oh, so it lasted? I'm not too sure.
Do we have a heal scroll? Yes, 2 heal scrolls in the shop. Chaemiko has lots of gold. Kind of surprised that he's not trying to get that scroll, or maybe even 2 for himself. HawK still trying to build the army that he needs and go for that attack, but he's never even getting to 50 supply or something more than that. Just stuck at 40 still, and it's starting to look like HawK lost his window.
He's expanding now. Okay. Trying to use the mana advantage, trying to keep Chaemiko busy until there is an overwhelming army where that should be there soon. But if you have the mana advantage in the fight and you siphon everything of your opponent, you might be able to hold for a while to establish this and buy the necessary time and open up that window again.
Lots of healing on the MK, gonna be in fighting shape once again soon. HawK's goal now, buy time, chip and find damage here and there, but finding pickoffs without Stormbolt isn't so easy.
And if he has a Stormbolt, he throws it on the Blood Mage to cancel that Siphon. HawK plays this really, really well, this style. Love it. Something I haven't seen, like HawK was never... Oh, Stormbolt's around though. There's a staff. Is it enough? Not too much damage. It is enough damage. Oh no. Can he get the counter kill? I feel like he gotta get the counter kill.
Oh, MK turns around for a second, but the priest is there to heal him just at the last moment, and he's got the boots, which get him out of there and to safety. More losses for HawK. We've seen it over and over. He's been losing some footies, some priests, and now the Blood Mage, which really hurt. Level 2 is going to take a little while to come back. In the meantime, Chaemiko has scouted the expansion and will be attacking there very soon with what's going to be a huge army.
Creeping first, interestingly. Gets level 4 with that. Okay, never mind. Very much understandable. HawK needs an army, man. He needs to raise up the arms, but he's not producing at the moment, despite being at... there we go. 2 breakers. Continues to fight.
Yeah, still trying to find some sort of favorable engagement. But now the numbers are very clearly in favor of Chaemiko. Also, lots of gold still left on the Korean. And the strength of Stormbolt. Once he has the mana, every now and then he can easily pick off some units, especially priests that are stuck in the back. And look at the bash into instant surround. Chaemiko so quick on the trigger. Nice to see. HawK losing more and more units, and pretty sure we're gonna go to map 3.
Let's see about that. Blood Mage is back. Got the Flame Strike now. I don't count HawK out just yet. It doesn't look good for him, obviously. But that was the same in his early rounds in this tournament. Bloodlusted Blood Mage. Oh, look at the attack speed. Oh, it's gone, unfortunately.
Rah, rah, rah. First time we see it today. Yesterday,
Yay.
we were missing it from the Shaman, unfortunately. At least the creeps will be doing us justice. First Flame Strike coming in against 2 priests. Not too bad. But of course, on level 1, Flame Strike also not that much damage. The breakers for HawK, by the way, super strong. 2-1 upgrades already. Did I say HawK? I mean Chaemiko. And there we see the GG called. The counter expansion too late. The pressure play didn't quite work out. And Chaemiko with just a beautiful build, right? Not going for the normal level 3 creep route, but rather harassing the opponent a bit early with the footy. And going for the expansion, for which there was, I guess, no window to harass it early enough.
Yeah, I don't really see where the game fell apart for HawK. Maybe he lost too many footies in the early game. That seems kinda the obvious way to lose this. Not sure, not 100% sure. In Human Mirror, it's always tricky, but I think he bought the necessary time for his expo and his window was just better. And we got a little beautiful window for more community contributions. Vampy, shout out to Sweden, my friend, buying a Back to Warcraft profile picture. And Zarotti, after buying not only the W3Champions profile picture, also the Back to Warcraft profile picture, now giving another $10 for our beloved Warcraft 3. And with that, we cracked the 2900.
So close now to the 3K. We're gonna make it today, boys. I can feel it as we are nearing our first result here today. 4 matches, of course. We're gonna have the winner of this going up against Foggy later. After that, it's gonna be... Wait, is it Focus first or Happy first? Focus first, right?
Yes.
Focus against the loser of Foggy's match, and then Happy against the loser of this one.
We need a little relog. Seems like Chaemiko has a few spikes even on the different server.
Still managed to look very good there on the second map. Map 3, I think, is going to be Concealed Hill. It seems like more and more humans are moving away from the normal expansion maps, that being Echo Isles and Last Refuge. Although, of course, on AL, we saw it as well. We didn't see any Mercs, right? Not a single Shadow Priest or Berserker.
Yeah, maybe this was all a little too busy, this game. Usually, you see Mercs whenever they are available. And I think... was it Chaemiko? If Chaemiko banned Last Refuge, I 100% agree. Because HawK is so good with the Mercs, and maybe Chaemiko learned that from the games against Suck. And that is a good adjustment. Whoopsie. Chaemiko apparently with a ping of 10,000. That's a lot.
Yeah, I gotta rejoin a couple of times, and then normally it should work out. We're gonna figure it out. The next game, by the way, is gonna be super cool. Night Elf versus Human, always an absolute treat. Foggy, always known to be exceptional in this matchup. Is there any new development that has been going on in that matchup the last few weeks?
Not that I'm aware of. I haven't seen this matchup too much, I think. It was rarely seen.
Well, that's a shame. It's a beautiful matchup. Did you see the Rejuvenation Cup Chaemiko versus Lawlight? Because that was a pretty close one, right?
No, unfortunately not, but I got the replays. Probably casting them Monday.
Yeah, that's unfortunately, we have some schedule overlap with the Rejuvenation Cup also happening over this weekend, which we can't cover for that reason. Happy versus Focus we're playing today, and 1-0 versus Colorful, so a lot of the participants here also of this tournament busy over there.
Yes, whatever we miss from the Reju tournament, we will cast via replays. But of course, as we are organizing and streaming War3 Champions finals, that has to have priority, and we don't want to delay things here at the War3 Champions finals because it's already very late for the Koreans and the Chinese. So if we finish Riju Cup and then go into War3 Champions, that's way too late for these guys.
Oh yeah, in Korea it's already almost 11 p.m., right? So
Korea.
Starting to get into the late evening hours. Burning the midnight oil.
Yeah, Chaemiko, it's kind of weird. All the Koreans basically live in one spot in Seoul, right? Like Lolai, Chaemiko, Sok, Soin. It feels like Chaemiko has a different ISP or something because his ping behaves differently than all the others. And that seems to be the issue now. We have our game number 3, the decision, who's going up against Foggy in the winner bracket semifinal, and who will drop down to face Happy. That's a tough task waiting in the lower bracket, these poor souls. But alright, HawK had a wonderful game 1, Chaemiko had a wonderful game 2. I hope these guys can bring their best and show us a bloody and action-packed game 3.
Alright, then at the beginning, we're gonna expect more of the same, of course. Archmage, footies, some creeping in the beginning. I guess this map specifically, lab creep, a possibility. I think Chaemiko used to like to do that quite a bit in the past.
Yes. Was about to say the same at the beginning of this one. I think HawK will go with the standard. Don't blame him. Chaemiko could go for the lab creep. He does it, I would say, in 10% of his games, maybe? Maybe 15.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
Yes. I always sound reasonable, Remo. You know me.
Of course. That's why they call you the scientist.
Yes, everybody does.
On this map also we see quite a bit of tier 2 expo. In general, in Human Mirror, we see quite a bit of tier 2 expansions, especially if they're fairly far away from the opponent, perhaps easy to defend. Fast expansion on this map would be utter suicide.
Yes.
Because if you get harassed, then lights out right away. But on tier 2, we may look towards the second base with an MK and with some more breakers, of course.
Remo, are you up for a bet?
Alright, what's the bet?
$5 into the prize pool. I am willing to bet that Chaemiko will get stuck in his base or between 2 farms in the process of this map.
A player's forces are under attack.
With what?
Town portal or staff?
Town portal or staff stuck in his base. Alright,
Yes.
I take that bet.
Alrighty. Level 2 plus a circlet. HawK with a claw. That is very nice. Chaemiko with the tech advantage. 3 farms only though. What's HawK waiting for? A little bit low on lumber as he went for the tower. Chaemiko didn't. So the Korean cutting a few corners here.
And HawK scouts the main. Sees the tower isn't finished yet. That might make his fingers tingle a bit. Maybe he wants to play aggressive here into his opponent's main. But no. Actually, not quite. Going for the next green. Good scouting on both sides. Figuring out what's going on. Good item so far for HawK. Claws and slippers. Not bad, not bad. But Chaemiko only a circlet so far. Which is, of course, also a great item. As both try to get to level 3.
HawK. Oh yeah, he's scouting as well. I was missing the yellow dot on the mini-map. Close to last hits, but no, Chaemiko defends this beautifully with one of his signature micro moves. The block, it's back. Costs a little bit of attention. HawK, not tier 1 expanding, as you said. Suicide, I think that puts it rather well. And now, level 3 around the corner. Can he escape at nighttime? Yes.
Chaemiko chasing far for this kill, and he doesn't get it in the end. But he finds kind of a creep jack with his AM only. All right, if he gets the last hit, that's going to be a huge play, but very hard to do. Oh my god, he almost got it.
Alright, HawK all calculated, you know. Replenishment potion gives him half of a Wards Elemental. That's kind of nice. Archmage in a position to wake up the creeps. You want to prevent that. HawK not donating his units away to the creeps. And waiting for the tier 2 tech. Resources look kind of similarly. Same for the experience. Okay, we arrive on tier 2 on even footing.
Yeah. Pretty much as even as it gets, with the exception of that one footy going down earlier. HawK now healing at the fountain. Getting the shop cancelled here would be pretty annoying, but seems like it's gonna finish. Sanctum's coming. MK joining. The next big question is whether we're gonna see a tier 2 expo attempt on one or both sides.
Double Sanctum for Chaemiko. So HawK can decide what to do. Can he get it? Nah, deny, of course. Okay, should be breakers, which disappoints me a little bit. I was expecting more after seeing these wild human mirrors by HawK, but oh, he's getting into the back of the base. Maybe answer to cancel / delay the Sanctum.
A player's forces are under attack.
Good save so far also by Chaemiko. Lots of low HP units on the footies, on the peasants, but some of them will start to go down. Counting the seconds until the MK comes out. Here he is. AM just barely able to get away there in time. Almost cost him the TP. He's blocking the exit. Look at that.
Yeah.
The footy's trying to plug the holes. No way out at the moment.
Oh, it looked so good for a while. This aggressive play by HawK paid off until it didn't anymore. Oh. Almost the save, but the fire burns him. But it caused the delay on the Sanctum, and Chaemiko is forgetting to continue building this Sanctum. Now
Those 4 footy kills, by the way. That was very nicely done by Chaemiko. Sanctum, yeah, a little bit late, that's true. Shop coming up as well, so lots of gold at the moment on Chaemiko. The thing is, he doesn't have that much lumber, so he's got a bit of a lead here going to the mid game. But with this low lumber, I guess he can't even expand.
True. Trying to go for the red spot. HawK continues his aggressiveness, going for the creep check. Oh, double and snare. Is okay though. MK out for both players. And HawK with the double Sanctum is trying to catch up. Will have a better army due to the lower number of footmen later on. But Chaemiko, Remo. Was probably a misclick. He was going for Sorcerer's Adept upgrade. It's like, what? But cancelled it already.
Yeah, that would have been quite weird indeed. Alright, but now finally the dust settles a bit, the aggression subsides. And it's going to be HawK trying to go for the Overlord. He needs a militia to do this, doesn't he? I guess not. Well, some militia are coming to provide a bit more damage. Huge item. This can make a big difference in this matchup.
Let's go. Oh, Legion Doomhorn. More movement speed, a little bit of HP regeneration. That is indeed wonderful. In mirror matches, movement speed always a big deal. And Chaemiko, where to go? What to do? HawK is catching up in supply just a little bit. And I feel like he's creeping a lot better.
Big mana potion as well. Wow, these drops for HawK are absolutely amazing. But he's still missing those footies from the early game. He only has 3 footmen left. Whereas on the other side, we have... well, actually not much more. 4 footies only, but I guess they didn't have to be remade. So economically, perhaps still looking better for Chaemiko. He's creeping the natural. He's got the militia here. And he does now have the resources to set up this expansion.
Is that working out? Looks like it. Okay, we'll have the time, because HawK is doing the same, as if they are connected somehow. I still don't know what the timings are for Human Mirror Tier 2 expansion. Sometimes it's like instant, sometimes it's after the second hero, sometimes it's after the first number of priests. These human, they just do whatever they want, whenever they want.
And they both want to get up this expansion. And now, would love to get level 3 MK as well. HawK very close to this. Chaemiko a bit further away. Has level 4 on the AM though. Creeping the fountain. Is that easily doable? Doesn't have that much anti-air, but I guess water elementals are still pretty good.
Well, I think he will do it easier than Colorful did yesterday. Without as many losses as Colorful did yesterday. No match. Boots of Kel'Thalas for Chaemiko. Not an item you want at this stage of the game.
Yeah, really not the greatest drops for Chaemiko. One of mana stealing, slippers, Quel'Thalas boots. Some would say the ring is bad, but I think the ring is actually pretty good. Could certainly be better. HawK, what's he gonna get? Would love to get another aura right now.
He's scouted. I don't know if he knows that Chaemiko expanded, but he should definitely assume it as there's no aggression whatsoever. Soul Beam Mask and big mana.
Goodness.
Let's go.
Clearly better item drops for HawK this game here on map 3, that's for sure. But Chaemiko with a faster expansion, with a cleaner mid game, he's got the supply lead right now. Up by about 10 supply. Could also go for another heal scroll if he wants.
Currently, shop control. Indeed, heal scroll it is. And hammer time begins. 2 footmen, not part of the fight. They will be going into Chaemiko's expansion. HawK, is that a little brave?
Hunting up priests right away. They're of course pretty squishy. With the help of Stormbolt, those do go down pretty quickly. And the feedback damage will do its part in finding those kills. Wow. HawK, under pressure. He's going to need to call some militia here, I think.
Very good kills. Chaemiko in the meantime had the footman split as well, resulting in yet another kill and a lot of damage towards these peasants. And he's in trouble. I mean, he has the mana advantage. Once again, Stormbolt always a way out. Hero focus, but doesn't even have too much to surround. Chaemiko owning this fight.
Dude, the bashes. So many bashes in a row, finding a few more kills. Breaker going down, Footy going down. And now we have 1-0 upgrades on both sides. Stormbolt flies onto the MK, but HawK seems to have hardly any army left.
10 supply, but he gets the faster reinforcements, and Chaemiko is not dealing with the harass. Oh, bash again! Gotta be careful, very careful. The footmen of HawK in the bottom right, they are killing all the peasants, I guess. Level 4. Oh my god, the next Stormbolt is probably a kill, but he's 5 mana away. Needs healing now, HawK does.
HawK still mining well at the expansion. Stormbolt flies, didn't pull the invul in time! And with that, the MK falls, and that's GG right away. Chaemiko will clutch out on in the end. HawK took a strong lead, but the Korean brings it back.
Beautiful play! Not as wild and crazy as the last rounds that we've seen in the human mirrors. Chaemiko defeats HawK after being down a map. That is pretty impressive. 2 maps in a row here. And he's advancing into our winner bracket semifinal versus Foggy. And HawK, he's going down against Happy in the lower bracket now. And man, if the season 7 result happens again, Happy's out in the lower bracket round 2.
Yeah, HawK knows he can do it. Of course, it's going to be very tough, but he could be capable of doing just that. And that would mean Happy would get only 5th or 6th place, which would be outrageous. That never happens.
When did that ever... Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, clue. Maybe in a Chinese tournament or something? But yeah, I can't remember. But Chaemiko, looking strong, looking good, looking composed. And man, that match against Foggy will be an absolute banger.
Yeah, very hyped for that one as well. One of my favorite matchups out there. And yeah, the pressure keeps building. Who's going to make it through in the upper bracket? Who's going to survive in the lower bracket? We have 3 more games coming up for today.
Exactly. There we go. Foggy now versus Chaemiko. I'm filling this with you guys together. That also means Happy versus HawK. And the loser of Foggy versus Chaemiko will be playing Focus in the lower bracket round. So we need a bit of results to fully complete our schedule here. If you are thinking, well, this W3Champions thingy, that seems kind of good. I tested it a bit and I really, really like it. I don't have too much incentive to play, or not too much incentive. I don't want to play too much. I want to watch, but I do have some time and maybe can help these War3Champions guys, because these guys have been grinding their butts off in the past 2 years to provide what we have at the moment. Maybe it's time to take some work off of them. And you can do that. Just mention or reach out to Cephid or Floss in their Discord of War3Champions. They need people who help with moderation, keep the server clean, get the foul apples out, swing the ban hammer, review reports. That is something everyone with a reasonable mind and some time can do. And that is very much appreciated. We don't want this server to become a cesspool. For that, we need moderators. And if you're more into coding and the technical aspects of building a community server, they need you as well. If you're able to do JavaScript, .NET, jQuery, or Rust, you can help. And if you have another tool in your box where you think, hey, it's not mentioned here on this graphic, but I can help people out with whatever other coding language or project management or social media or whatever, just hit them up. Every single helping hand is very much appreciated, and you can do it if you have some free time. We don't go out anyways these days. Just stay at home, stay safe, and continue to make this server even better. New features are announced already. Automated tournaments coming soon. War3Champions TV coming soon. WAC TV, whatever you want to call it. And we will be back soon as well with our second game of the day, the winner bracket semifinal. Who's going to face Soin tomorrow in the winners final, Foggy or Chaemiko?